Let's move the mic a little bit towards here so we can face the camera and talk.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the X Hour podcast. Today it's just me and Tiu, and unfortunately, we have some very bad news.
Gotta wait for the slide. Yeah, that's right, Nestor. This is our 9th episode, but it's also our last one. Unfortunately, we are breaking up. Now, I've been through breakups before. They're nasty, they're ugly, and unfortunately, I think this is the worst one. This is gonna sting for me, and I'm pretty bummed about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not at all. Genuinely, not one bit. You might now, all of you out there watching might be wondering why I or Tiu would come back for a last episode. But because of this contract that we signed at the beginning of our podcast adventure, we're obligated to do one more episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or we will lose our $100 million deal with Spotify.
Yeah.
It really wasn't caused by any one reason, but, we decided why not make the top 5 reasons we're going to break up.
All right, yeah, I'm going to start off. I worked really hard on my list. All right, so these are the top 5 things I hate about Nestor. Number 1 is gaming ability. See, I've had your brother DM me, and I asked for your embarrassing moments, just things that are horrible about you, even though I had plenty. And he said, you are absolutely trash at all sorts of video games. Rocket League, UFC.
That's just not true.
2K.
It's not true.
FIFA. So I would believe your brother. He seemed like he got the good genetics.
By the way, you said number 1, that says number 5. So.
All right. Well, that's the first one.
Well, no, it's the 5th one. It's numbered number 5.
Honorable mention is your nitpickiness. All right. I don't get why you're laughing. And number 4, you just saw it on display here. The way he clips my wings.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Every episode, I get a text from him. You need to take this out. You need to take that out. It's just, I describe myself as all of us being in a cocoon. We're caterpillars. This podcast was an opportunity for me to become a butterfly, get my wings.
That's unfortunate.
You stifled that.
I haven't.
You stifled that creativity. What my marketing ploys, just everything.
You said you were gonna microwave a dog.
Okay, I think that's funny. You're disrespecting me in that way. All right, so number 3 is lack of a prom date. Listen, this might sound weird, but I kind of need my co-host to be relatable, be able to talk about things with me. And listen, Nestor doesn't really pull any. Is that fair to say?
You don't know too much. Keep that private.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway.
But recently,
I just can't.
Recently,
I just can't talk to him about romantics, anything like that. And it's a pretty sad, pathetic situation. Even though after this, I'm done with him. I hate his guts. I am starting an initiative to get him a prom date on TikTok. So we'll be seeing Livy Dunn tagged, all sorts of celebrities, see if she can make it to Central's prom. So number 2, his movie takes. You probably saw the cracks in our relationship starting to form around the Batman episode, I would say. Maybe even early on as episode 3, The Amazing Spider-Man, episode. Yeah. The Spectacular Spider-Man special. Nestor, horrible movie takes. So he didn't like the Batman because he's going to need to see another one. But then you watched The Shawshank Redemption over the weekend?
I did.
He came out of that movie going, it's like, yeah, the ending is all right, and I need a second one. I need a second one to flesh out what he's doing in that hotel. They leave it too ambiguous at the end. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too open-ended.
Too open-ended. Yeah. So that's his complaint about the greatest movie of all time. Yeah. And number one, his multiple conspiracies against me. So the other day, I'm in English, and English is taught by Mr. A.J. Buchan. Wonderful guy, creator of and host of the What's Up Buddy podcast. But he's like seeding some distrust between us. Is that fair?
I don't think it's distrust, but
What would you characterize it as?
I think he's giving me some things to really look at.
Well, what were his words against you?
Well, he was really just saying how you're holding me back right now.
Yeah.
And
creatively or spiritually or
every
what?
way possible.
Okay, that's
You're
fair.
stunting my growth.
That's fair.
There's a witty short joke there that you missed.
Yeah. Well, honorable mention is his height.
All right. Well, we're going to move on now to my top 5. Now, I make a creative cover like this. I just straight facts.
He's lazy.
So, number 5. Number 5.
Shut up.
His witty jokes. He's always trying to make some joke that he thinks is funny, and they aren't even original.
I'm like probably 30% of the time they're funny. That's a pretty good success rate.
I don't think so at all. They got to be 100%. So yesterday, in English class again, I say something, and he goes, who? Obviously, his main goal is to say who asked. And you know where he learned that from? Or not learned it from, but who brought it back? I did. But no, he's not original enough to make his own things. He has to take what everybody else has. Number 2, his singing voice. Awful. Like, you should hear him. I heard him in engineering today. Worst thing I've ever heard.
What did I sing?
I don't know.
You're just fabricating stuff.
I'm not fabricating.
Goes with the conspiracies.
It was after the hurdle. It was after the hurdle.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
what
it
did
was.
I sing?
I don't know. You were singing, though.
What did I sing?
I specifically remember it, but you were singing.
You would know the lyrics of what I was singing.
I wasn't paying attention. I just heard you sing while I was making this list.
What was I singing?
I have no idea.
It could have been anybody in the room.
No, it was
if
just.
you can't identify
I watched
the song.
you. I watched you with my eyes.
Yeah, as opposed with your ears. Okay. All right, this one's first.
This is a big one. This is a big one for me. When he lost the regional final for me my sophomore year, we would have won states.
Can I add context to this?
No, you can't.
I'm adding context.
No, you can't.
To this. All right.
No.
So I was coming off like a month-long injury, right? And how I got injured was, this reasoning really doesn't work well in my favor.
No, not at all.
But I was like trying to like impress people at the homecoming field day race sophomore year. I run a little too hard on the relay race, tear my growth plate from my hip and like tear the muscle off the bone. They say, dude, you're out for like 6 to 8 weeks. And 4 weeks later, they're having me play it in this game. I kind of forget how to play soccer. I may or may not jump on somebody's back in the box, give up a PK that ends up becoming the deciding factor in overtime.
So, in simple terms, he lost the game. It was all him.
They did go on to win the
they did.
state
They did.
championship. They did.
You took my chance of a state championship away. And all of those seniors that year.
Hey, honorable mention for the top 5 worst moments of Austin Esser when he forgot his cleats.
I still scored.
Okay.
Played one of the best games of my life.
You could have scored more.
A goal and 2 assists? I mean, that's not.
You could have scored more.
You can't complain with
Shut
that.
up.
Yeah. Keep talking, kid. And this leads on to his huge ego. He has to be right in everything. He always thinks he's right in everything. He has to use big words to flaunt his knowledge. But I see straight through him.
That's a pretty big word, flaunt.
Not really. It's 5 letters.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not traditional.
It's 6 letters.
6 letters.
See, he has to be right in everything.
What?
In everything. Moving on. His situational unawareness. This kid would he could be in a funeral.
This is fair.
He could be in a
This is
funeral and try to
extremely
crack
fair.
jokes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He's just unaware in any situation possible.
I don't know another example of this, though.
There's not many examples. I just know you're unaware.
I am. I've made some pretty bad jokes at some inopportune times.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Now.
Yeah. Moving on to a more positive note. It hasn't all been bad, right?
Debatable.
All right, but there's some silver linings here, and we wanted to address how we dealt with the fame, you know?
Mhm.
And so, first of all, I think the biggest aspect of this podcast would be just the number of women, right?
Yeah.
That's been my experience. It could be different.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
It could be different.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
That's what made this so troubling for me.
Weren't you all dating in summer?
Yeah.
I remember because I saw you at Panera.
Mm-hmm.
Really shouldn't be
Were
talking.
you getting coffee?
No.
Mm.
Shouldn't really be talking about women.
I can acknowledge that the women were just throwing themselves at me. They're
Really?
like,
Who?
They
Who?
saw me in public. You familiar with the movie I, Tonya?
No, never. Oh, is that the figure skater?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or you might have seen her in what is it? Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
What's the actress's name?
I don't know.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
She saw me in public and she was like, "Oh my gosh, is that Andrew T. of the XR podcast?"
Really?
I'm out. I'm trying to keep my head down. Like, oh my gosh, I can't let her see me like this because like once she knows, everybody else in the room knows.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh my gosh, it is."
She's a big fan.
She is a huge fan. She tries to give me her number. She gives me her hotel room card, right? And I'm just like, listen, I'm trying to be loyal in this situation, so I have to decline, and that hurts me spiritually. Letting down all these women, it's not good. It's not good spiritually for me. I feel their pain.
Well,
How have you dealt with your fame?
really, I don't consider it fame.
Yeah.
I take a more humbling approach than you do, and
It's
I welcome.
objective.
Well, I welcome my fans
Mm-hmm.
because you see somebody on the street. Like the other day, I was just walking. I see Johnny Depp. Right.
You're just making up stories now.
Great guy.
This is fictitious.
It isn't.
That's a big word.
Will you like?
It's fictional.
I know.
Okay.
Just,
This never happened.
Will you let me finish my story?
When did you see Johnny Depp?
Last week.
Okay.
We were at Center Market.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So I just get done at Shirts and More. I was talking to them, so then I decided, take a walk. I ended up at Center Market, and I see Johnny Depp there. Great man.
What's he been in?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Name any other movie.
Other movies like that.
Other movies.
So yeah, I see him. We have a good conversation together, and really, he opened my eyes to what I could become.
And what is that?
Astronomically growing once I get away from you. After this breakup, I guarantee I'll be a top 5 podcast.
No way.
Which leads us into the next slide of what's in this for the future. So you want to say what you're doing first, since you probably didn't make a slide on what your future is.
Slide. I'm looking at a couple contract deals. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking of starting a fishing podcast. We're still working around with titles,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to do something in fishing, how you cast with your rod. right? We're thinking that sounds a lot like rodcasting, sounds a lot like podcasting. So there's like a lot of different ways we could go with that direction, you know? So what would I call it? Like what, rodcasting?
Rods and reels.
Rods and reels?
Yeah.
No, but I like the casting part.
All right.
'Cause
It's
of
your
its
podcast.
similarity.
We are unaffiliated after this.
No.
All right. So forget that. Nobody cares about what he's doing in the future. But look at this. Nest quests, all right? Look at me on a pirate ship. We're going to be doing adventures, everybody. And hear me out. First episode, Nest quests across the Midwest. All right.
So
We're going to go on a road trip. Actually, not a road trip. We're going on a boat. We're going on the Mississippi. We're going to be exploring
across the
Midwest, everybody. That'll be the first episode. I'm not sure when it'll get out, but it'll be soon.
Are you gonna
Okay.
have like celebrity guests on there or anything?
Yeah. James Corbin.
Nobody wants James Corden on your pod.
No, you know how he does his own like car karaoke stuff?
Jerry Seinfeld does the comedians in cars getting coffee bit.
Well, James Corden does.
What does he do?
He does like car karaoke.
Okay. So are you gonna do car karaoke? Is that it? Is that this?
No, it'll be boat karaoke.
So what is the structure of each episode gonna look like?
So, obviously, we're gonna start in Wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to the boardwalk, or is it the waterfront? We get on my boat, $50 million yacht. Obviously, we don't skimp on the yachts here. Then I invite my special guest on. It'll probably be like, actually, forget James Corden. He's probably down the list. First guest will probably be Ryan Reynolds. I have connections with him.
You're not getting him.
He's a good guy.
That's unrealistic.
No.
It's unrealistic.
I have connections. So we're gonna get Ryan Reynolds on. We'll see what we can do with him. We know he's a funny guy. You know, everything should line up for this future podcast. Once we get him on the boat, we just start sailing. It'll be a 7-day adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We'll cut it into maybe an hour show. All the best moments. And then guess what? You sign up to be one of Nest's Buccaneers. You get premium content. All right. This will be all the bloopers, all the cut scenes from the 7-day quest.
How much will that cost?
It'll be cheap, $5.
Okay.
I'm not here to take your money, but I gotta make some.
Yeah. And all right. So you were throwing around a couple other podcast ideas. The Blessed Nest.
Oh yeah. So
Want to see that?
there was the Blessed Nest. It would have been a religious podcast. I would have had this guy that we had at school yesterday, Father Leo.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Bobby Flay.
He beat Bobby Flay. That cannot be downplayed.
How many people have beat Bobby Flay?
It was actually on the show Throwdown with Bobby
Yeah.
Flay. But he did beat Bobby Flay before even beat Bobby Flay was
It's really probably about 10% of every cook on the show probably beats Bobby Flay.
I guess so. It's like how many cooks get on the show?
There's probably a considerable amount of cooks.
Yeah, but like if we're talking like from all the cooks, that's less than 1%.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like less than 1% of less than 10% beat Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
This is pretty impressive.
So Blessed Nest, that would just have a lot of religious, qualities to it. And I might explore that after a few Nest Quests episodes. But,
Okay.
We'll see.
That's fair. So I want to talk about our graveyard of guests that we never had on.
So
There's no slide for that.
there is no slide.
We're just kind of winging it here.
Okay. Yeah, let's.
So that's good filler.
Yeah.
See, I like that. It's because that's him. He's soulless. He's lifeless. He brings no energy to anything.
You said you were bummed that I was leaving. This doesn't sound like you're bummed.
You know what? I'm actually changing my tune now.
Really?
I've seen things in retrospect. Like listen, this list could get a lot longer.
You guys want to know
5.
why he took this picture? So he could crop himself teaching in front of a bunch of little kids for service hours. He never did it, actually.
It worked though, didn't it?
He's cheating the system, everybody, and
It
that's why
worked, though.
I can't deal with him anymore.
It worked though.
So the guest list, there's a lot of options. We were gonna have a Taylor Swift Kanye episode probably around this week.
Around this time.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually. This is part of my marketing genius. We were gonna release them at the same time. Go like, whichever one has the most views, like wins, and we were gonna like try to attempt to contact Kanye and T Swift.
Have I ever told you how boring you are when you explain things?
Yeah, actually.
It's awful.
Yes, you have.
It genuinely is terrible.
Yes, you have.
So we were gonna have Evan Hanlon on for that. Cooper, Aiden, probably Deef.
No other inspirations on?
What do you mean?
No inspirations?
Molly Brown might have been on. Kate.
We're not thinking of any teachers that we're having on? No?
For
I can't think of any.
Kanye Taylor?
Not that. Not
no,
for that
we aren't
episode.
talking about. This was just for Kanye Taylor.
Okay.
So after that, we were gonna, probably do a few more episodes. I don't know, maybe just us two. But our last episode here was gonna be with AJ Bucon. What a guy! Really, really an inspiration.
He's the co-conspirator against me.
He's been an inspiration to me. He's helped guide my path for my future after we're done with X Hour. And you have anything to say?
Let's look at it this way. We left a lot on the cutting room floor. Censorship is getting out of hand. Let me think. I wanted to have Father Joseph on
I'm perfectly fine
for
with
an
it.
Easter episode.
Yeah.
But we're not doing our podcast after this.
He's going to be on the Blessed Nest, though. So
The Blessed Nest podcast?
Yeah.
Are you just going to feature a different priest every week?
yeah,
What are you going to talk about on that?
their faith formation and how God has led them to where they are now, all that.
All right. Yeah, this is a problem. I'm the ideas guy with this podcast.
Not really.
Yes, I am.
Not really.
Yes, I am.
I just came up with that on the spot.
You just sit there and look pretty.
Well, not true.
All these segments, look at this. The slideshow, entirely orchestrated by me. You think he would have gone to the lengths to Photoshop that?
No, but I went through the
No.
lengths to Photoshop this.
No. For those just listening exclusively to the audio.
I Photoshopped this.
Okay. You want a cookie or something?
It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't.
No. For those listening, there's a movie called 10 Things I Hate About You. It had Heath Ledger in it. And I Photoshopped Nestor's face on all the characters in the movie. That takes dedication right there.
You know what?
Just off of pure hatred.
During this X hour, we were given a senior superlative sheet.
Oh.
And there's two options that I think me and Tia could go for. Or could have gone for back in the day before we were done. Dynamic duo and best bromance. But
I don't think we have the best bromance.
not anymore. That's for sure.
No, we never did.
Not even close.
We never did.
You ruined this. I hope you know.
No, let me see. Best rapper, we know who that's going to.
I mean, we don't need to go through this right now.
I don't know.
I'm done.
Done.
I'll see you. I never liked you anyway.
Shut up. I hate you. Like, you can just
I'll see you guys.
go. Get out.
I'm taking my camera. Hey everybody. This is it. We're done. Look at him back there. Sitting all by himself. No friends. I'm going on a walk. Oh, I forgot my books. I forgot my books. You're lucky. Yeah, pack up your camera. Or your mic.
I think that went swimmingly. I'll have to edit out so much of that portion now.
This is it. This is genuinely it.
Hildebrand, you have anything you want to say about the X-Hour podcast breaking up?
You guys are breaking.
Yeah, we're done. Forever.
It's gonna be the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Forever?
Yeah.
Hey.
How do you feel about the X-Hour podcast breaking up?
I'm really sad about it. I saw you guys recording and I saw the videos.
Yeah.
It just made me really sad.
That's it. We're
You guys
done.
like get in trouble or something?
Yeah, let's
We're
just-
done forever.
Why?
It's outrageous.